Josh McCuistion of Soonerscoop.com here with Oklahoma running back offer Xavier Robinson. You know, X, the last time I was out here, you were a linebacker, man. Like, you were going to be a linebacker. You and I'm taking pictures. I'm talking to him like, oh, he's going to be a good Mike. How crazy has the last year been? I mean, did you think all that was possible, or did it just kind of all play out like we all think it did, like it just kind of happened randomly?
No, I didn't think it all happened randomly at all. You know, I always knew I had the ability and confidence to go out there, you know, do what I can do. But, you know, behind, you know, Contrell Bazell, you know, he was a great running back. And, you know, getting this next season, you know, given the opportunity to go out there and really showcase my ability, you know, do what I can do, you know, putting all that work in the offseason. So, you know, that was a great opportunity to really go showcase that.
Now, I mean, I don't know that there's any guy I can remember in recent memory that's had a first year like you just had. I mean, state player of the year. You can smile. It's okay. We all know. But, you know, it's crazy kind of what you did. Was there a point after the season? I mean, I'm sure during the season you're just going week to week, getting ready for the next opponent, that kind of stuff. But during the season, I mean, after the season, did you just stop and were like, did that really just happen? I mean, the numbers you put up, the state title, I mean, it's like they make movies out of seasons like that, man.
Yeah, it was more of my, you know, big games. I was averaging at least 220 yards per game at one moment. And, you know, after the state game, you know, I really was shocked. And, you know, before the season even started, you know, I was talking to him, one of my new coaches, you know, who came in, Coach Wilkerson, you know, he used to play at OU. I mean, he was asking, you know, what was one of my goals, you know, coming in this year. And I was like, you know, at least 1,000 yards. I want to say 1,500, but it was pretty much, I think I said 1,000 yards. But, you know, that was something I really did not expect, you know. And, you know, having this offensive line, this great offensive line, you know, they weren't starters coming back, you know, that season. And, you know, us getting that connection, me having that great bond on my offensive line, you know, that was a wonderful thing. You know, I really couldn't do it without them. But, you know, that's something, you know, I did not expect, you know, getting that many yards. So, I mean, it was a really great feeling. It was a really great feeling.
1,000 yards. You about had that by district, I think. That was almost
4 games. I was like 3-4 games in. 3-4 games in.
Oh, that's amazing. And then, you know, obviously, you talk about the offensive line. You got 4 or 5 coming back this year. I mean,
Yes,
I think everybody's terrified. I mean, I think that's just the way that's going to be. But, you know, to get into your recruiting a little bit, you've got your 4 officials set up. I mean, you've got this last kind of week here in May, and then it all kind of shifts to recruiting, I'm sure, a little bit for you. As you get ready for those trips, and, you know, we'll go over it again. Notre Dame is your first one, follow with Iowa State, Oklahoma, and then you finish at Oklahoma State. What are the things, you know, that you want to see at those schools? I mean, what are things you need to see at those schools to be like, okay, I could go here, this could fit me?
I mean, I feel like out of those 4 schools, I already have a great connection with all 4 of those coaches at that school. And, you know, really Notre Dame, you know, when I get to Notre Dame, I want to be able to, you know, meet all the coaches, you know, check out the facility. But there's another thing, you know, if football doesn't work, you know, I want to check out what I want to major in business. I want to see what that's like, and, you know, really get down there and, you know, check what the school is really like, see what the players are like, you know, building that connection with the players, not just in my position, but, you know, in all the positions, you know, ask them some questions, you know, how is it like, what is it like, and go from there.
Okay. Now, with Oklahoma, obviously DeMarco Murray is a guy that's been involved in your recruitment, but I know with Coach Dunn and his relationship with Coach Levy, there's, you know, I'm sure there's some overlap there. What, you know, what have they been like? I mean, what has that relationship been like as you get to know both of those guys better?
You know, Coach Dunn, you know, me coming in my first year at Carl Albert and him coming in his first year at Carl Albert, you know, there's just some off balance a little bit. It's kind of off balance a little bit, but, you know, finally, you know, after that season, you know, with Coach Dunn, you know, seeing what he done for me. I mean, he's done so much for me, you know, and us building that room, being more comfortable around him. I mean, it's a great connection. And him and Coach Levy, I know they went to college together, in the same dorm. So, you know, I feel like it's a really good connection between all of them.
He tells you guys that story all the time about he grew up. Yeah, he drops that one. Of course he does. Well, you know, it's just kind of a last question. You know, I know you got the 4 officials. I know at some point after that you're planning to come up with a, you know, kind of a final decision for yourself. What's the plan? How do you kind of plan to go about all that?
So after I take the official visits, I end up, you know, going through that process, sit down with my family, coaches, you know, maybe some of my, you know, teammates, you know, and, you know, go from there, you know, get a lot of thought through, you know, mid-July, end of July. You know, I plan on having it wrapped up towards the end of July, though.
Okay. And you're going to give me a heads up on that, I'm
I
sure.
got you.
Okay,
Got
perfect.
you.
Again, well, this has been Josh McCuistion of Sooner Scoop with Xavier Robinson.